Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. Okay, a few things. Number one, what are some potential tips during a bear market? That's right. What are some tips? Because right now it's hard to arbitrage or to buy cards and just make money like a few years ago. A few years ago, it was really easy. I mean, you just bought a card and just kept on going up and up and up. And if as long as you didn't buy at the top in what, February 2021, a lot of your cards, for the most part, did well. Now, this is the post pandemic, in my opinion. And this post pandemic, it's becoming a bit challenging for many people. People came in because of the easy money's out. So, if you looked in the past, people said that you would be in a great situation if you made 10 to 20% a year on a card. And I wouldn't be surprised, at least in the short run, to see that a dead cat bounce and then another move to the downside, and then the resumption of a normalized market. Now, what are some tips? What would I be doing? I don't do this full time, but I do realize there are ways to make money. And people told me back in 2018 when I got into sports cars, he just said, like, buy up some collections, pay 60, 70 cents on the dollar, and then sell them at a profit. Now you could go to a show. If you have cash, that helps in negotiation. Buy up a collection, pay 60, 70% of the dollar, then flip it. Yeah, you could definitely do that as long as you didn't buy the hype cards where they're subject to volatility and they could just go down very quickly in a short period of time. So I've seen some flippers do that. They go to shows, buy up collections, and make decent money. Now, besides that, what do I believe are some decent tips during a bear market? So I'm going to look at that $1 million sports card book I have over here. It's by Khalil Randall again. And I'll say this again. Lighting is a huge issue when you're selling and buying. The less time a person takes to take pictures of their card and they're trying to sell it, there could potentially be opportunities because people's attention span, if the card looks really nice, they're going to probably watch it and they're going to probably want to bid on it. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but that's what usually happens. You get their attention and they're actually interested, you'll get some people buying or bidding. Now, if the card does not look appealing, a lot more people are going to be like, nah, this doesn't look good. I'm going to move on to the next card. But that actually could be an opportunity. And that's why I said in a previous video, PWCC, what they did on eBay before they got kicked off, they took great pictures of the cards. Okay? Whatever you want to say about them. I mean, we've all heard the stories, right? But at the end of the day, their strategy was very effective. Now, what else besides looking for, or like adding on to it? So you go online, people don't bid it up as much, there's less demand, so the price is not going to be as high as those cards, in my opinion, which have great pictures. Same players, same grade, etc. It just matters on the presentation. So the lousy presentation. So what would I do? I'm looking at sports cards. I'm looking at pictures that haven't been taken properly. And what I may do is I may just message them saying, "Hey, could you send me a picture of this?" And sometimes, more times than not, they will probably respond. And I just think that it's a good approach to look at cards that are overlooked. You could potentially find a deal. And sometimes in these auctions I mentioned, they bid last minute. So it's good to take a look at some of these cards that don't have the best pictures out there. You could always request one from the seller. Now, the second point I want to get at, or the other point in regards to what to do during a tough market. And in my opinion, the other way on eBay or any of these websites is to look for a discrepancy in the title. The title is mislabeled. And most of the times people can figure it out after looking at the card, but sometimes people don't even realize that the card is labeled incorrectly. Sometimes they may see, oh, okay, there's no PSA on the title, so they may not bid on it. But I've seen this in 2020. I was supposed to receive a card, and it was a Aaron Rodgers Sage PSA 10 from his days at Berkeley, and it didn't say in the title PSA 10. It just said it was Sage, the 2005 card, and that's it. It looked like it was a raw card, but the bidding ended at what, $10.76 I had to pay for shipping, $15. So that $15, which normally would have cost at least $70 to $80 at the time, I mean, you could have gotten a deal. You could have gotten a huge deal just by looking at cards that have titles that aren't labeled properly. And I was I was thinking about doing tickets, selling tickets way back when, 5, 6 years ago. I stumbled into some videos that I saw back then. One was actually by Sports Card Radio. I didn't know they were into sports cards. I just remember, I think it's Ryan, his name. He was talking about how he used to just buy all these tickets in San Francisco for the 49ers, and he was laying out some of his strategies. I was thinking of getting into it, but then there's all these laws, and then there's some states that are more friendly. I think Texas is one where you don't need to be licensed, etc. So what I learned in videos like this and others is you have to know the uh, stadium, okay? If you don't know the stadium, then it's going to be hard to um, get going. And the reason is that people make mistakes. One of the videos, I don't think it was by Sports Car Radio, one of the videos, the guy said, hey, look, people sometimes make mistakes. You got to be very quick on your feet to exploit that situation and pick up that card for much cheaper than what the marketplace is pricing it at. So similar concept in sports cards where you could look for a title that's incorrect. Not a lot of people are bidding on it, and then you could get a card that is much cheaper than the market rate, even though card values have come down, but to find deals, right? This was actually could help flippers if they find a bunch of cards. It could also help someone that wants some card for their collection, investing, etc. So it's always good to know a bunch of cards, all this data about them, because if you don't, then you can't use this to your benefit. And yeah, I just believe that you got to know the ins and outs. And then when you see a card, you could be like, hey, look, I know the ballpark around this card. There may be a pricing error, there may be a labeling error, etc. So a lot of ways, in my opinion, that people can still make money. Now, I am waiting for the huge crash in a couple of years. I believe it's going to be in a few years. And why I want to do that? In my opinion, when you see prices continue to go down, you have a recession, it's not going to help sports cards, in my opinion. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thank you. Bye.